We are absolutely not at a loss for who's going to be gracing our stage. So again, Bill can't be here this evening, but we have Les joining us. And Les says that while serving in the U.S. Navy, home on leave, he bought his first motorcycle, a new 1990 Yamaha FZR 600. 3 weeks later, he rode across the country from South Florida to Central California to his next duty station. And 34 years later, here he is, his wife forcing him into opening a motorcycle shop. So thanks, Olga. We do appreciate your determination in making this happen. But also, as we bring Les up here, tomorrow is their 7th anniversary of having this store open. So please, huge round of applause and bring Les to the stage. But I am wondering if this is the 7-year itch.
Sorry Bill couldn't be here. You guys are stuck with me. I'll do the best I can. So, yeah, as soon as I heard earlier today that Bill couldn't make it, and sorry for his family and everything because of that, I was like, shit, I bet you I'm going to have to speak. We're going to come up with something, and Season said, you have a garage. It's the perfect theme. I'm sure you can come up with something. So, growing up, wasn't allowed to have motorcycles. Here I am. I have a motorcycle shop because, well, I wasn't allowed to have one. So that'll learn you. For all of you who have kids, let them have bikes. They'll get it out of their system when they're young. Probably not. Anyway, I raced BMX bikes, and then at that time we couldn't afford to have a mechanic, so I bicycled my butt to the library and checked out books to learn how to work on it myself, because it was either, well, you're going to have to fix it yourself because we can't afford to bring it to a mechanic or hire a mechanic or whatever. That was that growing up, racing BMX bikes, and then my first real adult purchase was that Yamaha, and riding it across the country, and I've been hooked ever since. And I can't even tell you how many garage stories I could have from 1990 to today. Just touch on a few prior to getting here. I mean, even having that bike, it was my only form of transportation. It was like, it could rain, it could snow. I mean, I was based in California initially with that bike, and yeah, it snowed, and I was either getting cold or I wasn't going, and I wasn't willing to not go. So I got cold or I got wet. It is what it is. When it broke, I was fixing it, literally in the parking lot. I can remember, so in the Navy they had, actually most military bases, if you want to work on your own car, they have garages. You can literally go there and check out tools and work on your own stuff. I bought myself a stand to work on my bike because I needed that. Like, it's really cool if you have a rear stand for your bike. And in 1990, there really wasn't many options, so I had my cool Lockhart Phillips rear stand. And I go to the base, workshop to install this carb kit and air filters that I got from Factory Pro Tuning. Whole nother story we could talk about another day. But I'm working on it. Mind you, I am not a mechanic. This is at that time, and to be fair, I mean, technically, I'm still not a mechanic. I've been working on stuff my whole life, but I don't, anyway. I'm working, and I actually, that bike, that FZR 600, it didn't like to shift real well under high RPMs, and I planned on tracking it, even though I was like, I'm never going to race. So the first thing I did when I got to California, I found out they race at Sears Point, and then I made the mistake of going to Sears Point to watch a race, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to have to do this. Then I started buying these upgrades, and I go to the base garage, and I'm working on my bike, and I'm doing this because it's not doing what I want it to do. Bike falls right off the stand, right in front of 30 other people. It was a good time. It fell towards me, and working on their cars from the next bay came over to help pull it off with me. It was pretty comical, but got through it. It was fun. And then literally years and years, I always worked on my own stuff. I knew that bike got stolen not long after that. I got another one 3 weeks later, that got stolen. So Yeah, literally two bikes stolen in a short window. And then I was like, I'm a big GP fan. I'm going to get an RGB 250. Brought that in from Australia, got transferred to Hawaii. Somebody had to do it. I mean, it's tough duty, but I roughed it out in Hawaii and started doing my first racing in '92 in Hawaii. And again, I'm enlisted, no big budget. I'm going to do whatever I can. I work on my bike myself. No mechanic, no pit crew, none of that stuff. No real tools. I go to my first bike race on my bike, in my leathers, in my gear. No stand, no tools, no mechanic, no kickstand, no nothing. So I literally ride my bike to the track, get it to the track, and I'm like cruising around the parking lot looking for where I'm gonna lean this bike against a fence because I have no stand. So yeah, that's how that went. And then years later, up through I ended up working at AGV when I got out of the military. I've been in and out of this industry since I got out of the military in '95. Started taking racing seriously in '96, and then again, no budget for a mechanic, so who was it? It was me. So in my little garage at home or at friends' garages or anything, tearing a bike down to the frame, building it up from nothing, any upgrades we're lucky enough to make happen, help along the way, and always doing it myself or with friends. And I have found that over the years, best people I've ever met.
How did you get lucky to get Olga?
Well, that was extremely lucky, of course, obviously, duh. But no, actually, we met in Okinawa, Japan. We were both in the Navy and met Kadena Air Force Base. Don't know how I convinced her to see anything in me.
It's the motorcycles.
It was definitely the motorcycles that she didn't know about. It wasn't until later. So years go by, always working on my own stuff. Met the coolest group of people in this community. Going to races, going to whatever, all over the country, working in the industry, working for AGV. Was lucky enough to meet all the top pro level guys at the time. This was in late '90s, so everybody from Matt Mladen, Anthony Gobert, the Bostrom brothers, on and on and on. If you look back in AGV's history in the late '90s and early 2000s, I'm the one that was lucky enough that they sent to the track to take care of their gear, to take care of their helmets, take care of their just stupid, whatever, nothing crazy. You take care of tear-offs for their face shields and knee sliders and stuff like that, but really cool experience. But along the way, racing on my own, and then worked in a few different shops. Oddly enough, I've worked every department in a motorcycle shop except for the service department, and yet here we are, a shop known for service. We're not known for sales particularly. I mean, we're known for good customer service. We're known for all those things, but primarily service, because I take it seriously. And even though I never worked as a mechanic in another shop, it was that is such a key role and such a key element in making sure that your customers come back is by doing a good job on their bikes. So anyway, bouncing around a lot, but what else? Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to say, finally, after being open literally 7 years, we're finally picking up Triumph. So. Super excited about that next part, the next chapter coming up. Finally, it's working, finally might work, you know, like, we're gonna make it, you know, but no, we're gonna make it anyway, but it's certainly a positive note moving forward. But anyway, yeah, getting here, like, we opened 7 years ago. Everything we had fit in that room. Everything. I didn't even open this door because I didn't want anybody to walk back here to this empty concrete nothingness. So I literally, the door would be closed. We had a couple of bikes in there, and we sold bikes and sold parts, and it was just me. We didn't have anything else. And in 7 years, there's been times where we've had a hard time closing the doors because there'd be like so much stuff. So much inventory, so much bikes to work on, so much going on. And moving forward now with Triumph, it's like, man, we're about to have 52 new motorcycles that we're gonna have to uncrate and find a place for and get them ready and sell them. Of course, we're not building a museum here, folks. But. Yeah, so it's like we're really looking forward to that next chapter, and we plan on continuing that whole. We're known for service, even though I've never been a mechanic, other than I had to be a mechanic. I take great pride in what we do. If you look at our history, our reviews, what we're all about, there's nobody else better around here than us, our team. Thank you very much,
And we're so grateful that not only did they pick up Triumph, but they picked up blah 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 motorcycles to help support, and that's what's bringing you all out here tonight is this community here, and Les and Olga and what they've started. So please stop by, especially after they uncrate those. Was it 52? 52. I can't wait to get back here and see that space. I mean, holy cow!